Hello and welcome to the Met Office 10-day trend. High pressure is here and it's here to stay for some time. It's been dominating the weather across the UK during the last week or more, and it will continue to do so for at least the next 10 days. That means more of the same, more frost and fog, especially in the south, and increasingly it will turn milder, cloudier and a bit breezier for the far north. But otherwise the weather is really quite quiet. High pressure at the moment to the west of the UK. The one previously that was affecting us during the last week or so has moved along, but there's a new one that's going to come in for Thursday, Friday and the weekend, and that will become increasingly anchored across southern parts of the country. As it does so, we're going to see occasionally some weather fronts or some areas of low pressure brush close to the north of Scotland at times. So some rain, some stronger winds and milder air here. But otherwise, under that high, well, it's frost and fog by night, bright or sunny spells by day, and really that continues for the foreseeable. There are big changes with temperature, however, because as the high pressure sits out to the west at the time of recording, we're pulling in this cold northerly Arctic winds that are bringing some wintry showers to the far northwest and down the east coast on Thursday, as well as widespread frosts. But quite quickly, that Arctic wind supply gets cut off as the high moves in, becomes centred over southern parts of the UK, and it turns, well, increasingly mild, especially across the north. However, whilst it might look mild on this map in the south, this is showing the temperature at 5,000 feet. The reason we use that level is because it helps to identify different air masses, the character of different air sources and so on. However, if I switch to the temperature at the surface, the temperature that we'll actually be feeling through the next few days, and you can see that it's mild in the north, but quite chilly further south, and that's because of the return of overnight frosts, as well as some fog patches, which may well linger all day in places. It's widely cold, meanwhile, on Thursday morning. A widespread frost as low as -5 across parts of Scotland, and snow showers into the northeast of Scotland first thing. Those drifting and affecting parts of the North Sea coast during the morning and early afternoon before they fade away. Not much snow, really. A centimetre possible at lower levels in places, highly hit and miss. A bit more over the mountains of Scotland. Otherwise, for many, well, it's dry, it's sunny after that freezing cold start, and temperatures struggling, lower daytime temperatures compared to the last few days, and it will feel really quite cold along that North Sea coast with a strong wind blowing from the north. The wind moves off, the clear skies remain, and on Friday morning a widespread frost, perhaps the coldest night of the winter for some southern parts of the country. However, it is actually turning a bit milder towards the northwest. You can see cloudier skies arriving here, limiting the frost in the northwest, and those cloudier skies become a bit more widespread during Friday itself, as you can see, mainly across western parts of the country. Thick enough cloud for some drizzle over the higher parts of western Scotland. But we keep the sunny skies further east, and temperatures returning closer to average, and will have cut off that cold north wind. Now into the weekend, that high pressure, as I mentioned, becomes centred across southern parts of the country. That means we've got tighter isobars in the north, but the wind direction is coming from the west or southwest, so milder air becoming established in many places. And with weather fronts drifting close to the northwest, well, that will pep up the rain at times. So some persistent rain possible, mainly over the West Highlands and some of the Western Isles. Otherwise, a few spots of rain possible, just about anywhere, mainly Western Hills. But with high pressure in charge, it's essentially settled, albeit cloudier compared to Thursday and Friday. A lot of cloud in the sky through the weekend, but there will be some cloud breaks, particularly towards the south and the east. And where that happens, frost and fog overnight, and then sunny or bright spells during the day. And you can see the temperature difference. We're pulling in mild air in the north, so 9 Celsius far northwest of Scotland, more like mid to low single figures further south under the centre of that high with light winds. Now into Monday, some small computer model differences start to emerge in the handling of this feature here, a weather front that could bring some more persistent rain to the far north of Scotland. Some models want it a bit further away from the UK. Others, like this projection here, show it affecting the north of Scotland. Those small differences aside, virtually all the computer models agree on the placement of this high on Monday and throughout next week. And when computer models agree, well, we could say we have confidence in the forecast. And one way of showing that confidence in the forecast is on this graph. The confidence index getting higher and higher up the x-axis there, and then the day for the projection is on the bottom there, out to the next 2 weeks essentially. The average confidence is shown by this curved line here, so as you can see it gets lower as you look further ahead, which is only natural. But the confidence in this particular forecast is shown on this line here, which is really quite high over the next few days. It then naturally drops off, but as you can see, it stays well above the red line, and in fact it then plateaus, so that by day 11 we have the same amount of confidence that we normally have on day 5. So that basically means for the next 2 weeks all the main computer models agree on the forecast. What are they agreeing on? Well, this basically, high pressure centred over southern parts of the UK, so more of the same basically, frost and fog by night, areas of cloud or sunny spells by day, whilst further north there will be more of a breeze from the southwest, there'll be more cloud, and there'll be occasional rain at times in the far north and northwest of Scotland, where it will also be milder. These numbers represent temperature anomalies, so you can see actually milder than average in the far north, closer to average further south. Although where we get some persistent fog through the day, if that happens in the south, well, temperatures will really struggle quite a bit. So basically, more of the same sums up this 10-day forecast, but we'll keep you updated on social media as always, and you can follow those updates on these channels. Bye-bye.